guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I know I haven't done a video in like 2 weeks. I have not posted one. The creative energy is like at a zero. It's at a standstill. I feel absolutely nothing creative wise, and that's awful to say, but I truly like can't find it in me. I have made probably 3 videos in the past 2 weeks, and I just don't feel, I don't want to post them. I'm so much of a perfectionist that it's not there for me, and whatever. But then also last week, if you follow me on Snapchat, it was my birthday, and I kind of decided as a gift to myself that I was going to take it easy last week and not really do a single thing. And let me tell you, the positive energy that sends my way was amazing. It felt so good to like take time off of doing anything but what I wanted to do. And not that I didn't want to do YouTube, but I didn't feel like doing anything for it, and it felt really good. But I wanted to get some sort of video out there. So a lot of you have been requesting me to do more chatty videos and stuff like that, maybe like collection videos, whatever. So I decided that I was going to talk about my palette collection. So this is just for the eyeshadows. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically talk about my favorite palettes and the ones that I dislike, or like what I don't like about them or whatever. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys, and if you're new to my channel, to also let you know that if you haven't entered my giveaway, it's still going on. It's going on until May 31st. So 2 weeks from today, I think, is when it ends. So you have 2 weeks from today, right? Yeah, hopefully I post this today. It might be tomorrow. Yeah, so 2 weeks from today it ends, and then I will announce the winner June 2nd. They will get an email. You must be 18 years old to win or to enter. And this is unfortunately not international. All the rules are below. I do plan to do an international giveaway eventually, but shipping is outrageous. So I apologize. That is the only reason that I'm not doing it internationally, and I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see a list of all the goodies below that I'm giving away. It includes 2 full-size Kylie Cosmetics lip kits and 2 full-size lip glosses from her, and then a bunch of other great stuff from other companies down below as well, and the link is down below to enter. So good luck, you guys. I'm gonna be drinking a lot of coffee during this because I need a lot of energy. There's gonna be a lot of talking for me, and I just need the energy, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about the one that started it all, and that is the Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. This thing has been beat. You can see that this doesn't even have a pan anymore. I think it's only because it fell out. I don't think I used it all, but I do remember always using like these 4 shades here. Actually, these 5 shades, sorry, my math is bad. These 5 shades here. My thoughts on this when I first received this was that I loved it because A, it was my first prestige brand palette, so of course I was in love, and I feel like this is like the basic, every girl has this palette. I feel like most people have this palette, or it's one of the very first go-tos that people go for. I don't even remember why. I think I saw a lot of stuff on Pinterest, and at the time I had just discovered Pinterest, I'm pretty sure. I bought this in, I think, 2013, so this is an old palette. But for you guys to know, I don't use this anymore. I don't even remember the last time that I used it. I feel like the last time I even used it was probably 2014. So long ago. Are really great. I'm not saying the quality is bad, it's great quality, but I think there were only 3 matte shades in this entire palette, and the rest are shimmers, and I just don't find myself reaching for it. I'm not saying it's a bad palette, but I think it's overhyped, I guess. Like, no offense to Urban Decay, but I think it's overhyped, and I just don't really reach for it anymore. And from all the negative stuff I've heard about the other Naked palettes that have come out since this one, I don't know, I'm not interested in purchasing any other ones, and yeah, this just kind of sits in my drawer, unfortunately. Then the next one is the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. This one I also used quite a bit in the beginning. You can see I used a lot of these neutral shades, and the thing that made me want this was because it almost seems like it has all these matte neutral shades, and then it has the same ones in a shimmer, and that really, like, that's what set the bar for me. I was like, oh, this is like the perfect everyday palette, plus going out because of all the glitter. And I don't know, this is my second palette ever, and I was in love with it I hadn't tried any other palette before, and I do actually love the brush that came with it, and I do use it quite a bit, actually. I think every single day. But the quality of the shadows, they're not very blendable, they're not very buttery, and they're not very pigmented. They swatch really nice on your hand. Like, you're in the store, it could fool you. They swatch incredibly in the store on your arm, but when you try to blend them and apply them to your eye, I just feel like there's a lot of fallout. They don't blend very well, they're very chalky, and I haven't even reached for this palette in years. The next palette that I got was the Artist palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This unfortunately was a limited edition, so I don't think you can find this anywhere, but I love this palette because it has all these bright, beautiful colors, and then it has a lot of really beautiful neutrally tones. You can see I use this is like, I hit pan in this, sorry it's so bright, I hit pan, it's called Buttery, and it literally is like a buttery shade, but that I use that as a transitional color and a base color a lot. And then this Dusty Rose color is so beautiful, and I love Beigely. It is just this really pretty shimmery color, hopefully just really pretty. It literally is a shimmery beige color, but I like this palette because it helped me step out of my comfort zone. It has all these beautiful bright colors, and I do use this here and there. And I feel like the quality was amazing. It came with a brush. I feel like I use that brush every day too. Just a really pretty palette, and I think that's what kind of made me realize the difference in quality from the Smashbox one to this one, because the way these shadows blend was like unreal. I'm not sure when I got these next two palettes. I have these two NYX palettes. One of them is Dusk Till Dawn, and the other one is Stormy Skies. So I got these when I first started doing makeup on clients. So I got these because I felt like the shades were very similar and just all very pretty neutrally colors. So you can see I used a few of these shades in here. I hit pan on them, but I haven't really used them since. I don't even remember the last time I reached for them. But yeah, I just haven't really reached for them, and I'm not really sure. It's hard for me to say like, did I like them or not, because I don't really remember. Because I really only use them on like clients and stuff. I don't remember having a problem with them, but then again, I had never used like any other higher end shadows besides the ones I already had, so I feel like these kind of compare very similar. This next palette I got, I believe, at the end of 2015. This was a game changer for me. This palette, I wanted to do research. I was in the market to get a new palette because I was kind of sick of those ones, and I was like, I want something that's going to be good, so I looked up like what's everyone's favorite palettes, and this one was always in everyone's top 5, and that is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is the first one, not the semi-seedy one. It smells like chocolate. It still smells like chocolate. It just, all of the quality of these colors are amazing. Very blendable, very pigmented, very easy to wear. I feel like all of the colors are pretty neutral. It just has so many cute blushy tones, gold, brown, it has an olive green tone, just really pretty neutrals. I think it flatters pretty much anyone, and I really like this. This next palette is by far my all-time favorite palette. Like, out of anything, I tell all my clients this if they're in the market for a new palette and they want to purchase what I've used on them. This is the one that I choose, and I feel like it is a lot of people's favorite palette. You've probably heard this everywhere, but it is the Tarte In Bloom palette. This is the second palette from them. First one I've never used, but I've heard negative reviews, and that's why I chose this one. What I love about this look is that it has a bunch of really pretty blush tones, brown tones, coppers, even a really nice beige tone. And I have yet to meet a bride or a client who this doesn't look good on. This is my go-to palette for brides. Seriously, like, I use this all the time. I use this every day myself. I use one of these colors on my brows, if you didn't know. I just think it's so beautiful, and I love Flower Child is kind of my go-to like primer setting shadow that I put over top of my primer before starting my shadow. It's just so great. All of these, they blend out so beautifully, and I get so many compliments when I use like only this palette. If I just use it on my eyes and do my makeup, I get so many compliments on it, and it's just really nice. The packaging is beautiful, very sturdy, huge mirror. Like, this is the mirror I go to when I do things up close, because I'm somebody who holds a mirror close to them while they're doing their makeup. I can't like sit in front of a mirror and do it. I have to like have it glued to my face basically. So yeah, this is definitely my all-time favorite palette of all. Next one, I think, if I'm thinking right, that I got is the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm sorry, it's so dirty. Palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is also in my top 5 favorite, mainly because these colors are so beautiful. I know it looks a little bit shocking at first to see like these bright red, pink, oranges, but this is so beautiful in the summer and in the fall to use. And again, this is another bridal palette that I use. Not so much like these darker colors, but down here I use a lot of these on my brides, especially these shimmery colors. I love how this is mainly matte, but it does have a few shimmery colors and like satiny colors. So this is a bomb palette. If you don't have this, I'm sure you've heard already, but you really need to get this because this is awesome. My only downfall, as you can see, like material, and it gets, I've seen other people's palettes when they show it on camera and I'm like, how is yours so clean? It's like, maybe I'm a dirty person, I don't know, but I can't keep this clean for the life of. The next palette that I got is also from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is the Master Palette by Mario. This one, as soon as I saw this was coming out, I think I set like an alarm or something, a notification reminder on my phone that when this comes out and launches, I want to order it because I figured that this was going to sell out fast. Mainly because this launched in the fall and all of these colors, they just like scream fall to me, and I love this palette. I use this all the time. I wish I used it more. Sometimes I forget I have it, which is awful. But then, I don't know, like there's so many creative ways to go with this palette. I love it so much. I feel like a lot of people either don't like this palette or they love this palette. I don't really feel like there was a lot of in between. I personally love this palette. It does have more shimmery satiny shades, but there are some matte shades in there, and I am absolutely in love with this palette. It did not disappoint. I love this palette. Kind of one of those palettes that you want to be careful about because it was limited edition and you don't want to like use it up, so I am trying to like save it as much as possible. The next palette that I got was the Kylie Bronze palette. When I saw this, I just thought this was a really great everyday palette to have. I probably already had all of these shades in other palettes that I had, but for some reason I was like, let's get on the hype. And you know, I like it. It's nice. I don't think it's worth $40 or whatever, 42, 45. I don't think it's worth that. It doesn't have a mirror. I know like when she first came out, that was everybody's biggest complaint, was like, oh, it doesn't have a mirror. Like you have money to do this. You can afford to do this, but you haven't. And yeah, so I don't really reach for it as much as I used to. I think in the beginning I tried to create things with it, but like it's all right, but it's not very buttery. It's pigmented, but not as blendable as I wish it was. The next palette that I got was the Kylie Holiday palette. Reason that I purchased this one mainly was because the colors I thought were really cool for the holidays. They weren't like your normal holiday colors that I see a lot, and I just thought, oh, I could be so creative with this. I thought it looked beautiful. I don't know what to say about it. It was so disappointing. These colors are not pigmented, not blendable, awful. Like worse than the bronze palette for sure. But maybe I chose the two bad ones and then the other two are the great ones. Who knows, I don't know. The next ones I got were a collection, and these are limited edition and they were for Christmas, so I don't think you can get these anymore. These are the, oh my gosh, the trio from Too Faced. They're Christmassy. I can't remember what it's called. That's so bad of me. But they came in a trio, and they came with, there was the gingerbread, the peppermint, and the eggnog. I don't just like smell palettes all day, you know what I mean? So like I actually saw somebody posted on Instagram like a month ago, so this is like way after Christmas, that they are scented, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so right. I don't really know what? Okay, this one smells more like peppermint. This is the eggnog one. And it smells more like peppermint than the peppermint one does. Is that wrong? Like, this just smells like vanilla to me. That doesn't even smell like peppermint. Anyways, apparently they're scented. So, what made me want it the most was this gorgeous ginger snap color. And I have used this in a couple videos, or at least one video and a couple posts. But what I loved about this is that it came with a bunch of eyeshadows that you can use together. You can have a whole look here, and there's a bronzer in here that I always forget that I have. I always forget these have blushes and bronzers in here. But I love how they come with a quad, or not a quad, a set of 6 shadows and a blush that like matches them. So technically you could have bought these and gifted these to 3 separate people or all to one. Yeah, so unfortunately I haven't really used them all that much, and I really should have used like this one for Valentine's Day. I don't know why I always forget I have these, because I keep them in this little house they came in and they're so pretty like that. But maybe, I don't know, I'll try to get into using them a little bit more. But the thing is, since they were limited edition, I don't want to like share it with you guys and like make an Instagram post or video or mini tutorial on how to use them, and you can't even go out and buy them anyway. So okay, this one has been beat. I talk about this all the time. I used it so much in the beginning of this year, and that's the Lorac Mega Pro 3. Whoa, it's messy. It's so messy. This palette I use specifically for weddings, so it's really, really messy. I just used it this weekend for a wedding, and I love it. A lot of people didn't like it, but only because they said they already had things like this. But I love this palette. As soon as I saw this in the store, my mom was like, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, this is what I want for Christmas. So yeah, I told her this is it, and luckily I got it. It is, unfortunately, you cannot purchase it anymore, but all of the colors are so pigmented, so easy to blend. I reach for this thing all the time. Like, ooh, and if they come out with a 4th one during the holidays, your girl's getting it, because this is so awesome. Plus it comes with this big mirror, which is perfect. If I forget a mirror with clients, I'm just like, boom, here you are. Woo! But this is in my top 5. It's the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. The first time around I didn't get it. Not that I didn't want it, I just, like I said, I don't know what has been keeping me from getting it, but as soon as I did get it, I totally understood the hype. First of all, so freaking good. It smells like candied peaches, which I love candied peaches. And I just love all these colors. Again, this is a palette that I look at and I just see the creativity flood over me. The next palettes that I got, actually, Kiss New York Professional. I want to say Kiss New York Pro, whatever. This is their Hexa Matte Nude palette. I really like this. I feel like the color, they're okay. It's a drugstore brand. Obviously they could be a little bit better, but for a drugstore, I do feel like this is pretty good quality, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. It's a really pretty everyday palette. Not super warm. I feel like they are a little bit more on the cool tone side. One was also sent to me from Duce Cosmetics. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. This is the Night Sky palette, their Freematic Shadow. I believe you can actually purchase these and customize the colors in here, but I think you can also purchase them already made. So this is the Night Sky one. What stuck out to me was these beautiful bright oranges, and I could just see myself using them in the summertime. They are so buttery and pigmented. It's unbelievable. I truly mean that when I say that. They are really, really nice, really easy to blend, especially for being a bright color. Sometimes you find the really bright neon-y colors are a little bit chalky and hard to blend, and I don't find that at all with these, so I really like these. Okay, we're almost done, I swear. It's been a long journey that we've been on together, and if you're still here with me, thank you. This next one is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. I have been wanting this for so long, and I just up and down was like, it's just so expensive. It's so expensive. It doesn't disappoint. I love the color selection. Again, this is another palette that I look at and I'm so flooded with creativity. It's unreal. And I've only used this once, and no, maybe it's been twice, but I've only used this a few times and I love it, truly love it. My only complaint, although the packaging is very, very beautiful, for $65, you would think that it would come with a mirror. I'm just saying. Okay, we finally made it to the very last palette in my collection. That is brand new. I just got it last night and I did use it today. And I have some thoughts about it, but I don't have like a definitive opinion yet. And that is the Natural Love palette from Too Faced. I didn't go into Ulta expecting to buy a palette. No, sir. I've been seeing this everywhere. It's literally been everywhere. Oh my gosh. Sorry about how bright. There we go. So pretty, has a lot of gorgeous spring shades and summery shades, and very natural. Like, it's called Natural Love. I was really excited today. I was like, I'm gonna make a really pretty pastel like eye look today, because I never do anything like that. Not super pigmented. I'm gonna try another way. I did set my primer with one of these shadows and then attempted to put like the pastels over it, and maybe that's what made it difficult. I don't know, but yeah, it's the colors I used so far just didn't work as well. They did blend nicely, but they weren't like as pigmented as I thought they would be. But I'm not going to say like don't get this, because I still need to play with this. I still love the colors, and I don't know, I'm going to play with it a little bit and we'll see what's what. But yeah, so that's it for all the palettes that I have. To me it's a lot. Maybe to you I don't have as many as you thought I would, but I think it's a lot, and I think I need to chill. Unless like Anastasia comes out with another palette, because like every time they have one it gets me. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.